welcome to another episode of the Wavemakers Podcast. This one is Startup Series. In the Wavemakers Podcast, we feature the stories of the people behind the change and the transition to greener shipping at the intersection of decarbonization and digital transformation. But in this Startup Snippet series, we focus on the people that are at the forefront of it, the startups that are actually making the world different. And we will tend to give you a glimpse of different technologies, but more so about the people driving it. And my guest today is Mahsa from ESG Ports. And without me explaining more about you, I would first want you to introduce yourself to people. Who is Mahsa and how come you're driving the change in maritime, and why in this space of decarbonization?
Hi, Gordana. Thank you for having me today. It's a real privilege to be here. I grew up personally in a family that we always talk about how we can impact on the planet and make the world a better place, because my father was and is a professor at university, and we always were talking about sustainable issues and social and environmental issues at the dinner table. But honestly, I wasn't really that much into sustainability field. I was into tech. I studied computer engineering and then got interested into blockchain and become blockchain developer and worked with several companies, and then continued my study in a Master of Artificial Intelligence. But got a friend, one of the investors of our startup, and she introduced me to the team, and that's where I got to know the sustainability, because sustainability wasn't in my radar. And actually, I think this is something that many people and many young people in my age don't know about, but at the end they will find out about it, and they have to know it, because climate crisis is something that we know is the issue, and we just have to work together to solve it. Yeah, that's how I got into the team.
Mm-hmm. And can you share now more about what company is about and which challenge is it solving for the industry?
Well, our company is called ESG Ports. We are working on a sustainable infrastructure. First of all, we enhance companies' ESG scores through this infrastructure. We collect wasted cooking oil, and first of all, just by collecting the wasted cooking oil, we are having a huge step through sustainability, because every liter of wasted cooking oil that we throw on the ground or throw out, it will destroy 100 liters of water. And even just by collecting it, we are saving a lot of water, drinking water. And also we made a device that when you pour a wasted cooking oil in it, it produces biofuel like biodiesel, SAF. And we use biodiesel for transportation, definitely for maritime and shipping industry. While producing a biofuel, we definitely reduce carbon emission. Following that, we made a marketplace that we sell carbon reduction certificate to companies. Companies can buy that and offset, but also they have to be in the community. They have to participate. It's not just buying the certificate and say that we offset.
The solution combines this software element that is the marketplace, the community engagement, and the certificates, right? But then there's the deep tech element of conversion of the cooking oil into biofuel, and the company brings together both, right?
Yes, the most important thing in our ecosystem is the engagement from the operator that gets the device. Operator gets the device, then handles the process. There's some people in the community of our ecosystem. For example, one of them is the operator. That, for example, a kitchen, as an operator, want to have our device. We don't sell the device because we want to track the device to see if it is sustainable, if it is producing the biofuel and helping the planet. If not, if we sell it to someone, we don't know where maybe end up. So as an operator, they can send a proposal to our DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. It is blockchain based, and investors and stakeholders, they vote for it, and if the operator is acceptable, they accept the proposal and send the device to them. The device has IoT technology, and we track all the biofuels that is producing, so everything is transparent. And on the blockchain, we're using smart contracts, so anyone can see and track it. Even companies that buy our carbon reduction certificate, they can add this to their ESG report. As long as it is blockchain based, they can exactly say that how much carbon reduction there was in that certificate, how many devices they're financing to helping this infrastructure.
I know that for many of the people watching this podcast, it's a very hot topic, biofuel. It is saving a lot of compliance costs. For some, it's generating extra revenue. But I was wondering, how do you collect the cooking oil? Do you go to the large chains or to the small shops cooking? What do you focus on?
Well, this is mainly operators responsible, because if operator send a proposal to us, it means that he or she wants the device for a place that, for example, is a kitchen that they have the wasted cooking oil, or somewhere else that he or she can collect it. So it's mainly his or her responsibility. Even they can send a proposal and get the device and tell their own community so that they can come and pour their oil in it.
Do they actually bring it to somewhere else? Like there's extra waste cooking oil, right? And they use the device and track it. And does that cooking oil go anywhere and then gets converted to biofuel?
No, it's just the device.
Oh, it is
Yes.
In-house conversion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the device is big. For example, 100 liters of biofuel. It can generate the exact amount of oil that you put in. For example, 100 liters of oil, you get 100 liters of biofuel.
Wow.
And as long as the device is for the investors and the DAO partners, this production, the biofuel, is not for operator. We sell it to transportations, as I said, mainly maritime. Our focus is on maritime because of the ocean pollution and the amount of impact that it has on the sustainability. And also we have another product which is the assessment. We made an assessment that you can put in the details of the ship, and it will assess how many tons of carbons you have to reduce or maybe offset. This assessment that we build is not something that it is out there. Just a little countries have done this.
Back to you. So this company exists for 4 years.
Yeah.
And when did you join it?
Well, I joined the last 2 years. And we actually, the team consists of many professional people in sustainability, blockchain, AI, the managers, and they just put their head together and came up with this idea. It wasn't that easy. The first day we didn't know what we're doing, but step by step we made this infrastructure, and it was the point of view of three main technology. We had the point of view from AI, from sustainability, and from blockchain. So that's how we made it.
That is very unique because each of these is a challenge to itself, right? Scaling up the process, making it, I guess, a uniform setup that works, that can be deployed, and the logistics around it. Then AI, a story of its own. We are yet to discover all the possibilities. And then blockchain, combining all these three together. What inspired you to join them? That's the first question. And then the second question is also like, how does it feel to work in that environment where all these different skill sets come together?
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, I was in the tech field. I had no idea about the industry and this amount of effort that we have to make on the sustainability topic. When I met the team and understood about the climate crisis and the fact that if we continue like this, we cannot survive at least for 40 years. We can live on this planet, and many cities will be inhabited. And the fact is that maybe we can live, but what about the next generation? And the meaning of circular economy and the fact that it's not just recycling, it's the fact that you have to think about it at the first time that you produce, that whenever the product is done, is it going to be a waste? You're going to throw it out, or you have a plan for reusing it? This was really concepts that was important and made my eye open. Finally, I got into the team and started working.
I know that techies love the space of supply chain because there are so many complexities to solve, and there's a very large landscape in need for more transparency. How does it feel to also work in this environment where you need the data, but there's a lack of data, but then there are regulations requiring the level of transparency, and then maybe customers not knowing where to start?
Well, you mean the lack of data in the sustainable...
How do you navigate that landscape where you're essentially building transparency right, over the supply chain? And yet that is at such an early stage, and you're doing it by mixing the physical world and the fuel production,
exactly.
right? And then building also this infrastructure, data-driven infrastructure. And how do you combine that, the need to bring the transparency, but at the same time dealing with something that doesn't have the right data yet?
I guess you mean the government and the standards that government have put in. But the fact is that here we are collaborating with the government. And one great thing that government has done is that government has put the responsibility of sustainability and ESG to the private sector. We don't have any ESG minister. So we are one of those private sectors that are enhancing the ESG scores of company, and I believe we work next to government. We're not competing or against it.
Together.
Yeah.
And how did this work change you? Did you find out something new about it, or even about yourself?
It was really challenging at first. because it's funny, but our managers say that a topic, for example, you're expert in blockchain, you also have to be expert in sustainability, in other fields, so that we can put together all these information and technologies to solve this problem. Because to solve the sustainability issues, the main point is technology. The main thing that can solve it is technology these days, and we don't have time. We should come together. We have the lack of education, lack of awareness. Your podcast is one of those podcasts that can spread this awareness, making people know that we don't have that much time. Even they can start from themselves. Yeah. Even when they buy a product, just think about that when they want to throw out this product, is it going to be a waste, or is it going to be something that can be reused, can be recycled? If they ask themselves this and ask the company this, the company would also rethink it and make their product in a way so that it can be recycled.
And what about yourself? What excites you day to day? Like, or maybe one of the next thing that excites you, like, I really want to solve this challenge.
Yeah, it really excites me that I am one of those little persons who is contributing and making a world a better place and helping these sustainability issues that we have. Another thing is that I myself always encourage young people, young generation, mostly women, so that they come to this industry. Even as a leader, they can handle this. And as I said, it's not something that, for example, one or two countries can solve it. We have to do it all together.
What I love about your story is that, similarly to me, maritime was not within my radar initially, but then somehow I ended up here, and then I find it to be fascinating, and there's so much to do and to solve, and there's so much potential to make impact, right? One of these podcast reasons why I do it is because I want to show people how maybe they start by being interested in tech or AI or deep tech and engineering about the conversions of waste oil to biofuel, but that there is a very interesting application here, and for those who love problem solving, there's endless challenges to be solved. That's why I love also seeing these examples where that would encourage others to at least be open to it.
I myself have a social media YouTube channel and working on it to spread this awareness. Before I came into this sustainability area, I was making content around blockchain and my own tech field. But now, it's a shift. Now I'm talking about sustainability, maritime industry, and all the things we are doing in our startup. And actually, that's why we attended the GITEX Impact, which it was a great opportunity. We were looking for partnerships, some partners that they can use our infrastructure. We can help each other to grow and develop and share this with other, which it was great. We found some companies. Yeah.
How do you see the world, let's say, in 2030?
All the data in sustainability have shifted from quality to quantity right now. So now it's really easier to measure. Before that, they would say okay, we are a good company. We are, there was no measurement that we can say exactly that this company is good. Now we have ESG scores. we have ESG reports, and this is great. And I guess this goes on, and we use technology to enhance it. And for example, our assessment, I think in 2030, it will be widely used. And also biofuels, biodiesel. I believe that in 2030, most of the shipping industry are using biofuel, hopefully, to reduce CO2 emissions.
Or other, maybe aviation as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, I do like what you said, that now we can do something about it. Oftentimes people think of ESG, okay, it's just a report, it's just another thing I need to do. But it is actually setting the starting point, because once you measure something, then you know where to start from and how to address it and what to work on to reduce these targets, right? When everything is hypothetical, then you don't even know where to put your efforts and what is the best allocation of the resources as well. And this is actually helping us set the benchmark from which we can act. What would you love to see in 2030 beyond your current company? Like, how would this world look like? Would we be living in our chairs and virtual reality and seeing different things? Because of your interesting background combination that deals both on the like hardware ground where things are quite in transition, and then also you're probably one of the representatives of the new technology lovers, right, who are totally friendly with that. So from your eyes in this, with the glasses where you can just paint that future, how would that look like?
Well, in terms of technology, I believe that 2030 it's going to be great and we achieve many high-tech levels. But in terms of sustainability, let's be honest, I mean, now it's October and we're sweating. We are all sweating.
Yeah.
And it's getting hotter. And climate change is not something that's going to go away. So this is a long path, and if we want to solve this issue, it's not something that's going to be solved in 2030. But with the help of technology, we can definitely make it better and improve it. In terms of technology, I believe that the augmented reality, virtual reality, now even Meta released the new glasses. The new glasses. And that's the speed of improving and growing in technologies is just a lot. And every day we see a new thing.
And one question that I often ask is which ship they resonate with, and if they were a ship, which ship they would be and why.
Maybe container ship.
I
would choose.
Why would you be a container ship?
The design, there's two factors, the water resistant and also the scalability that we have to balance. And that really depends on the shape of hull. So container, I think, made this balance good.
So you also like to balance and efficiently transfer good to and bring good to many different people, I guess.
Of course.
If we think about the girls like you watching, right, what would be your advice to them?
Well, I would tell them to don't be afraid and just come into the industry and be yourself. Come to the social, express your feeling, express what you think. Nothing bad is gonna happen. And always go in a way that you love. For example, while I was studying computer engineering, when I got to know the blockchain, that was my interest. So I continued it myself without any other education. I studying it through YouTube. You know, I after the university, I freed up this 6 months and just read about the blockchain because that was something I was so passionate about.
Wow.
So even I made content and shared my journey with other people. That is one of the things I do to, again, encourage them that you can do this. When I did it, then you can do this as well.
Wow, that is so inspirational actually,
Okay.
to just self-teach yourself. And why was it blockchain? What was about blockchain that was so interesting?
Well, decentralization, the free Web3, and the fact that I understood these companies are using our data, wasting our time, and they are actually analyzing our data when we are in their socials. And they constantly show things that we love so that we stay in their socials.
Mhm.
And when we don't pay, the only thing that we are giving them is our time and our attention. And the fact that they sell our data and abuse it, well, made me to think that this is not correct. And also all the central authorities that we have, these powers that is central, I don't believe in it. It has to be spread, and like the blockchains that we have, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But of course, Bitcoin, for example, is not 100% decentralized, but we are trying our best to reach there, because there is a trinity. It's a triangle that has 3 aspects that we have to balance them. One of them is security, another is decentralization, and another is scalability.
Mhm.
If we want to handle all this together, we have to balance them. Maybe you increase the security, you lose the scalability. So, for example, Bitcoin is a more secure network than Ethereum, but in terms of scalability, well, not very good.
And why DAO?
Because it is a decentralized autonomous organization. When we use this in our infrastructure, whenever we go, I mean, even if we die and leave something that we made this as a startup, this startup will keep going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because whoever has the token of our DAO has the ability to vote in our DAO and has the power. So maybe after years, we lose our power because of the spread of the tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole infrastructure is for the communities.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have many power. So that is the concept of blockchain, to spread the power and remove the third parties, connect, for example, the fan and the singer together, no third party. All these concepts become from blockchain.
And what a way to give back to the community, right? To take waste, turn it into energy, but then track it, provide transparency, allow for something to be further acted upon, and then also leave it to outlive you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
With blockchain.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love about the impact creation, that sometimes it's not as simple, but then that impact is visible in 5, 7, 10 years from now. And maybe that's also a perfect way to round it up.
Yeah.
And leave that to the world to take it forward and not to be afraid of different technologies, but actually open themselves up to incorporating all these new technologies and improving the way forward.
Exactly.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you very
my
much.
guest. And is it scary?
No.
Good? Approved? Okay. Thank
Thank you very much.